June the 17th, 2025. Guys, very important message. It's coming out of Iran. Came out 17 minutes ago. It says, the Iran state media issues a terrifying warning about a surprise tonight that the world will remember for centuries. You know, it's been going back and forth. They're getting hit hard. They lost another commander, and so is Israel. They got some big skyscrapers gutted out almost with some ballistic and hypersonic missiles, and the attack continues going back and forth. But they're saying, again, this is a bombshell report coming from Saudi-based Asharq News. Details remain scarce, but the ominous tone from Tehran signals a potential escalation that could dwarf anything we've seen before. This provocative warning follows Trump's bold demand that Iran's unconditional surrender, labeling Ayatollah Khamenei an easy target. And that he did. He said, most of you probably heard about it, he said, we know exactly where you're at, and we're not going to take you out yet, but you've got to surrender. They took out one of the top other leaders there, I think maybe the Ayatollah second in command there today or last night. But when we're saying they're talking about something will happen tonight, it is about to be dark in Iran, if it's not already. It says this is Trump. He said, we now have complete and total control of the skies over Iran. Iran has had good sky trackers and other defensive equipment, and plenty of it, but it doesn't compare to the American-made, conceived, and manufactured stuff. Nobody does it better than good old USA, Trump said. We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We're not going to take him out, at least not for now. But we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American troops. Our patience is wearing thin. Thank you for the attention to this matter. That went out now. The reply from Tehran is what we're reading. And they had a high-stakes, what they're calling Situation Room session at the White House, which lasted about an hour and 20 minutes. And this is the response they came out with, and now we're getting the response from Iran. Will it be a direct attack on Israel? Remember, I did mention that we had one carrier group there. I'm not sure if the Nimitz carrier group has made it that far yet, but we do know that we got a lot of supplies in place now. We got Diego Garcia. You saw the 28 air tankers leaving yesterday or last night, and so everything's in place. Now, the best thing to happen would be to let Israel and Iran handle this. Stay out of it. Nothing is worth the lives of American troops, to me, unless it's on American soil or coming from a direct threat. And the threat to us now will be because we're, again, supplying weapons. We have the aircraft carriers there. But Netanyahu is begging Trump to get involved. Lindsey Graham is begging Trump to get involved. A lot of the neocons are. A lot of the rhinos are. But we got a few people on the Republican side in this thing, and they're introducing a no attack, no war bill about Iran. In other words, they have to approve it. It can't be just ordered by the president. And so that's kind of going to be a battle, and that's going to be tied up with some other bills. So a lot of things are going to be tied up over this issue. Right now, though, we need to all focus on tonight. Could it be just saber rattling? You know, that type of rhetoric? I don't know, but things are, let me say this, Iran is like a wounded animal right now, backed into a corner. Tulsi Gabbard said 3 months ago that they did not have any nuclear weapons. Maybe they just fooled them. We don't know. But they have been stockpiling and enriching uranium for over a dozen years. And we don't know, you know, we get an attack, you see a base blowed up or a nuclear facility there blowed up or something like that, or missile silos. But how many do they have? It's a large place, and it's you got a lot of desert out there. So again, we're going to be watching this situation, and Now, Fox News is saying that we were told earlier today that the possibility of U.S. intervention, possibly of airstrikes, is on the table. And I'm going to link to the article, guys, but I'll show you the Tel Aviv link there. And so far, most of the strikes have been at night. I guess it makes it harder to bring down the incoming. And this is one of the YouTube links. I'll link to this as well as the article we just read. Got the moon rising right there, and you got skyscrapers throughout this area. The attacks have become very intense, going both ways. But I don't know what's going to happen, guys. Have they made and completed nuclear weapons? What would happen that the world would remember for centuries? I don't know, guys, but we're going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep, and if I need to come back on, we will. Again, these links will be there. But it's really time to think about the future. If something goes down, how far will it spread? Will it be a world war? We don't know yet, but that's a pretty ominous threat. And we've seen it before, but we've never seen Iran back into the wall this bad with all of their leaders except the Ayatollah almost gone now. And I guess he's being spared so they don't have an all-out religious war. I don't know. But this just came in. I'm trying to go through it and process it myself, guys. I just wanted to let you know what's going on and be aware of it. Not a good time to travel, not a good time to be in the air, especially. We're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.